Welcome to Captain's Cut. And in this Captain's Cut series, we are interviewing Major General Dr. Gagandeep Bakshi, Sena Medal VSL. He has got two different dimensions of his personality. One is which is known to common people. The personality which he projects to most of us is as defense analyst, as strategist, and mostly his name and the fame is attached to certain type of ideology, his way of patriotism, the expression of patriotism. But most of the people do not know other side of his personality, and it is our endeavor to share with our audience how a successful professional chases his passion and becomes such accomplished person that he in later stage known by his passion. First question first. Sir, it is just a river. Why so passionate about river Saraswati?
Because it is not just a river. It is our very identity. It is who we are. Are you Aryans? Did you come from outside? Are you Dravidians? Were you pushed out from the Saraswati, pushed to the deep south to create Aryan, Dravidian, artificial divide? Who the hell are we? This river is the key river, the key to unlocking the secrets of our identity as Indians. Look, so far the cradle river of the Indian civilization was said to be the Indus. Because when the Greeks came to India, the Saraswati had dried up. They never saw the Saraswati. They only saw the Indus. So they said Indus, Indica, India. You know, much later came the Arabs. They did not see the Saraswati. It had dried out thousands of years before they had come, right? They saw the Sindhu. They can't pronounce the S, so they called it Hindu, and from Hindu, Hindustan. So the whole identity of India is based upon which is the cradle river. Now it turns out that the cradle river is not the Sindhu or the Indus. The cradle river is the Saraswati. That is why Saraswati is so important.
So, beside being just a river, you actually are not hesitant to name it as a cradle of our civilization. Indus is no more relevant to you. It is more Saraswati. So when it is found, suppose we agree that Indus river is found and it is beyond doubts. So what?
I tell you so much. You see, what has happened is that we were told that the Saraswati is a myth. It is a mythical river. वो तो था ही नहीं. There was no river called Saraswati. It was just mythology, right? Now it so happens that in 1970s, the American Cartosat satellite first picked up the whole course of the Saraswati, dried out Saraswati, from the Himalayas to the sea. From the Himalayas to the sea. Then our own ISRO satellites, you know, a whole host of them, you know, they have photographed the whole course of the Saraswati. And today we know for a fact, based upon satellite imagery, based upon paleo channel data, based upon hydrography, based upon geology, that the Saraswati was a river 4,600 kilometers long, 6 to 8 kilometers wide. It flew from Mansarovar, you know, up in Tibet, right down to the Ran of Kutch where it entered the sea. The important fact is that 60 to 80% of the so-called Indus Valley sites, which constitute the Indus Valley civilization, which constitute India's identity, were not on the Indus river tract. They were on the Saraswati river tract. आप समझे? You see, this is very important to understand.
Right.
60 to 80%, in fact, the urban sites are 80%, are not on the Indus river. They are on the Saraswati river. So the cradle river is not the Indus, sir, it is the Saraswati. You got the cradle river wrong. And if you get the wrong cradle river, the rest of history goes all wrong. That is the scientific point that I am making. 80% of the so-called Indus Valley sites have been found to be geographically along the Indus Valley tract. The first densest cluster was in the region of what is now Delhi, Haryana, Panipat and Kurukshetra, etc. Very dense cluster of settlements was here. The next dense cluster of settlement was also on the Saraswati, on the dried out course of the Saraswati, in the area of Fort Sandeman, etc., which is just inside Pakistan. You see?
Right.
So, the bulk of the Indian civilizational sites were not on the Indus River, they were on the Saraswati River. That is the importance of it.
Sir, I have your book on Saraswati civilization. This book, Saraswati Civilization, is authored by you. It is with the deep historical evidence and research. You have taken scientific evidence from satellite imagery and archaeological findings. ISRO imagery has also been used. This book's tagline says paradigm shift. What do you mean by paradigm shift related to your findings and writing this book on Saraswati River?
That's a very good question. You see, Thomas Kuhn had found this concept of the paradigm. In science, in various disciplines, the level of knowledge keeps adding up. And then a time comes and then you have to completely revise whatever you had learnt or whatever you had understood. That point of shift is called the paradigm shift. For example, in physics, we had Newtonian physics, right? Mass into velocity, etc., etc. And then suddenly we had quantum mechanics, quantum physics, which was a total paradigm shift brought in by Einstein, Schrodinger, etc., Paulusky, these scientists, they brought in a paradigm shift, a complete change of viewpoint. Now my point is that so far the history of India was bequeathed to us by the colonial historians, by Macaulay, by a whole series of Western historian Max Muller, Mortimer Wheeler, Sir Mortimer Wheeler. They had written down the history of India in magisterial tones, and then it was picked up by the leftist liberal historians, the Romilla Thapar, the Irfan Habibs, the Bipin Chandras, etc., etc.
These are retrofitting historians. First they decide what to prove, and they start proving it backwards.
And their main, attempt was to tell us, look, what the Goras told you is dead right. How dare you blacks and browns change what was written by the Goras? My simple point is, when Max Muller, told us about the Aryan invasion and his concept of when the Aryans came, etc., etc., he did not have access to satellite imagery. He did not have access to radiocarbon dating techniques, radiocarbon dating, fluorescence dating, and there are so many other means of dating which have been found. He did not have access to a whole lot of archaeological findings which have been done post-independence. He did not have access to geological data. He did not have access to paleological data of the channels and the way they have shifted course in North Indian plains. Without this knowledge, he made certain pronouncements. And he made those pronouncements of the timelines based on the fact that the Bible says that the world started 6,000 years ago. So how can India be older than 6,000 years? Look, give us a break.
True.
Give us a break. You see, we are also educated people, and in my own very humble way, I have also earned a PhD after retirement. I know what is research methodology. So how can you say that what Max Muller said in the 18th century, 19th century was absolutely right, and what subsequent findings are, scientific data is to be ignored because Max Muller, a white man, said so? That is why I am asking for a paradigm shift. The time has come when we need to take a multidisciplinary approach to Indian history. Therefore, in the year of the Lord 2019, we had organized a multidisciplinary seminar in the Delhi University, right? And subsequently its findings were shared before the JNU. Very skeptical leftist people, the bastion of leftist this thing. So in that multidisciplinary seminar, we called ISRO space scientists, satellite imagery experts, geological experts, paleo channel experts. Paleo channel means the shifting river channels. Those who study the course of rivers, who are paleo channel experts, we had them. We had people who were experts in earthquakes that have taken place, tectonic plate movements that have taken place. So this was one set of experts. Then we called the archaeologists, a whole lot of people, Dr. Lal, very respected Indian archaeologists, Dr. Lal, Dr. Bisht, have done some pioneering work on Indian archaeology.
They were also present.
They were also present. We called them. Then the third discipline line that we chose was a study of the scriptures.
Right.
What do the linguist experts say? Language experts. How has language moved? Did the Aryan language come to us from outside? Or was Sanskrit a basic Indian language which went outside? There are two theories. Aryan invasion theory, and which I will talk on a little more in detail later, because that is very crucial to who we are. What is our identity? You see, the colonial historians had a bias. They wanted to tell us, they wanted to justify British rule in India. So they said, we have come from outside, what right do we have to rule India? You Aryans also came from outside. You looted the Indus Valley civilization. You destroyed the Indus Valley civilization. Indra, the destroyer of 100 fort cities. You pushed the poor Dravidians south of the Vindhya. You are looters, we are looters, chor, musere bhai. Now, 75 years after independence, you have to ask yourself the question, do we have to go by the biases of the foreign colonial masters who wanted to find reasons to justify their colonial loot of India? Abhi bhi 75 saal baad bhi, you are still mental slavery of the white skin. That means no amount of Indian scholarship can change what Max Muller wrote, what Mortimer Wheeler said. My point is that we have another fourth discipline, which is DNA mapping. That has also so much evidence has come up. So what I am saying is, so much scientific evidence has come up today. We may not have been able to decipher the Indus Valley script. But sir, in the Indus Valley, a whole lot of terracotta dolls and toys have been discovered. For example, there are so many dolls and dolls of women, ladies. And the ladies have bindi in the center of their foreheads.
Yes.
They have vermilion in the central parting of their hair. वो सिंदूर जिसको बोलते हैं. That tradition continues. There are little statuettes in this called Anjali Mudra, Namaskar Mudra, which is a patent of the Indian civilization and has spread to Tibet, to Mongolia, to China, to the whole of Southeast Asia, the whole of Bala, Java, Sumatra, Bali, Java, Sumatra, etc. They all have this Jai. Japan has this Jai. They have copied from the Indian civilization.
Mayan culture, there is one symbol like this, but it is of submission, not of greetings and salutation.
But this symbol has travelled. It may get different interpretations in different lands. Are you aware that in the Indus Valley civilization, so-called, which now turns out to be the Saraswati Valley civilization, little terracotta dolls have been discovered in the postures of yoga.
Hmm.
Yoga,
That is profound.
that is in the वो जो वज्रासन mudra, you know, and in so many other mudras, Siddhasan, Padmasan, all these mudras are in terracotta dolls. They are mudras in those dolls, right? Okay. Then, you know, and there are so many other examples. You see, if you see the design of bullock carts, which is there in the so-called Indus Saraswati Valleys civilization, is exactly the kind of bullock carts you find in Indian villages today.
Sanoli.
Sanoli is the chariot.
Chariot.
You
Much,
see,
much advanced version than
you
bullock
see,
cart.
you see, what we were told is कि साहब, the Aryans are alien to India. They came from Central Asia. They came with their horses and chariots. How the wooden chariots crossed the Hindu Kush and the Himalayas. I mean, you and I know that even our tanks cannot cross the Hindu Kush and the Himalayas unless you build big bloody roads there. You see, the tanks cannot cross Hindu Kush and the Himalayas. So you are saying wooden chariots with वो छोटे-छोटे कील के साथ वो पार ले आए. And with this they conquered the so-called
और
Dravidians.
जहाँ से लेकर आए,
हाँ.
वहाँ उनके एविडेंस नहीं है.
वहाँ उनका Now the point is, just last to last year, in 2019 in fact, this Sanoli chariot was found, which is 4,000 years old.
I'll come to that a little later.
So what I'm trying to tell you is that paradigm shift, because so much knowledge has added up, so much findings have come in, that we have to take a relook at our own history. The American history is not written by the British. The Russian or the Chinese or the French history is not written by the British. Why should our history be the only history that has to go by what the British historians said about 200 years ago or 150 years ago? I mean, will you go against the scientific method and say we will ignore all recent findings to stand by what Max Muller said?
So, out of the entire book, 3 points which I request, can you highlight 3 profound findings established in this book which indicates to paradigm shift? First thing is, you mentioned about cradle of civilization.
That's right.
Right. Second thing, you also mentioned about Aryans. In detail, we'll discuss a little later. But then 3 points which you would like to share, the highlights of this.
You see, the highlights of this is that the Saraswati was not a mythical river. Saraswati was an actual river, and it was a river greater than the Brahmaputra.
Right.
The whole area of Rajasthan, which is today desert, the Saraswati used to flow through it. And it was a wet climate like the Brahmaputra, because the rhinoceros, gende, यहाँ मिलते थे साहब, Rajasthan. Tigers थे Rajasthan. You see, the tiger is only in wet area. It is the lion which is in dry area.
Right.
Gir and the other area, the lion is there. The tigers were here in the Rajasthan area. Gandas, one-horned rhinoceros was there. So what I am saying is that was a river 4,600 kilometers long, 6 to 8 kilometers wide, and like I said, 80% of the so-called sites of the Indus Valley civilization are here. Now what has happened is, what we must understand is, and the third significant finding that I am going to share with you now is, that there were 2 great tectonic plate movements in India. You see, one about 2000 years ago and one about 2700 years ago. With the first tectonic plate shift, the Yamuna river used to join the Saraswati, the Satluj used to join the Saraswati. And therefore, ice melt water from the Himalayas was flowing in the Saraswati. And therefore, that is why it was so wide. With the
but
first...
you are not mentioning about Ganges? Ganga ka isme, Saraswati.
You see, Ganga is a separate river to the Saraswati altogether. The Ganga river system and the Indus Saraswati river system, these are 2 separate systems. That is flowing eastward.
Ganga system
these
is
are
kept
flowing
separate.
eastward. So what used to happen was, what I am trying to explain to you is, let me just finish. that the Yamuna initially used to join not the Ganga, but the Saraswati.
Saraswati.
ठीक है? Then 2,700 years पहले there was a great tectonic plate shift, and with that what happened was 2,700 BC. Sorry, there was a shear fault in the Shivaliks. Even if you see the satellite imagery today, you will see the Shivaliks almost जैसे तोड़ दिए गए like this. और पोंटा साहिब के पास जो gap है, वहाँ से the Yamuna which used to go and join the Saraswati as the Drishadwati. Drishadwati is mentioned in the Mahabharata. Drishadwati और सरस्वती के बीच में कुरुक्षेत्र है, जहाँ लड़ाई हुई थी. So the Yamuna used to join the Drishadwati and they used to join the Saraswati. And the Sutlej from the north also used to join Saraswati. 2700 BC, the Yamuna changed course because of the earthquake and it joined the Yamuna. It joined the Ganga. Ganga river system. It was captured by the Ganga. 50% of your ice-filled water was denied to the Saraswati. Then about 900 years के करीब the second tectonic plate shift takes place and the Sutlej which used to join the Saraswati now breaks away and joins the Indus. So the Saraswati is left without ice melt water. It becomes a monsoonal stream. If you read the Mahabharata, the Shanti Parva, it is mentioned that when the Mahabharata war was to take place, Balram got very annoyed with Shri Krishna. He said, I will take no place in this war, take no part in this war. And therefore he went on a pilgrimage up the Saraswati river. By the time he started coming up the Saraswati river, by that time there had been a 12 saal ki drought, 12 years long drought. The monsoons had failed for 12 years.
This drought also finds mention.
This drought also finds mention in the Mahabharata. Right? And incidentally, climatologists are today telling you, yes, this drought occurred. And it dried out the Saraswati river, it dried out the Euphrates, it dried out a lot of major rivers along which there were civilizations.
So it was a global phenomenon.
It was a global phenomenon which has been recorded in climatology, right? And as a result of that, the Saraswati dried out altogether by 1900 BC. Right? Now, this is important to understand. When a great giant river like the Brahmaputra dries up, what will happen to the people on its banks? Will they stay put? Or will
they leave the place?
They will migrate. So those on the east bank will migrate towards the Ganga Yamuna. Those on the west bank will start migrating towards the Indus and beyond.
Natural.
Now, this is important to understand. Max Muller tells us 1500 BC, the Aryans came from outside. Geologists tell us कि साहब 1900 BC उसके 300 साल पहले सरस्वती had dried out altogether और ये जैसलमेर के आसपास ये सरस्वती has gone underground. And today geologists have mapped the underground flow of the Saraswati. They are trying to tap water from there. The army engineers are doing it. You see? तो मेरा आपको सीधा सवाल है, कॉमन सेंस. एक जगह में जो इतनी महान नदी थी 4600 किलोमीटर चौड़ी, अब लंबी और 6 से 8 किलोमीटर चौड़ी, वो ड्राई आउट होकर वैनिश हो गई. ऐसे हालात में जो लोग नदी के किनारे हैं वो वहां से बाहर जाएंगे, माइग्रेट करेंगे. वहां पे लोग अंदर नहीं आएंगे मरने.
इमिग्रेट करने का मतलब ही नहीं.
मरने आएंगे क्या? प्यासा भूख के साथ यहाँ नहीं मर रहे तो यहाँ जाके मरेंगे. आर्यंस के आने का मतलब क्या होता है? लोग आते हैं उन जगह जहाँ हरा भरा है, जहाँ पानी है, जहाँ सब कुछ है. अभी तक अंग्रेज हमको बोलते थे, साहब देखिए अभी तक जो भी माइग्रेशन हुई है ना, वो तो सेंट्रल एशिया से आपकी तरफ हुई है. सीथियंस वहाँ से आए, हंस वहाँ से आए, तुर्को मंगोल वहाँ से आए, और उसके बाद ईरानियंस, पर्शियन, पठान, जो भी ये लुटेरा, डाकू, चोर, ये सब वहाँ से आए। अरे साहब वो सीजनल इन्वेजन के लिए आए, वो इन्वेजन थे, लिमिटेड इन्वेजन थे, नंबर 1। बट फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम जब सरस्वती ड्राई आउट हुई तो ऐसी कंडीशंस क्रिएट हुई नॉर्थ इंडिया में कि पीपल हैड टू गो आउट। सो इट इज द आउट ऑफ इंडिया थ्योरी which seems more scientifically correct than Max Muller's invasion of India theory. Number 1. Number 4 fact. मान लिया कि मैक्स मुलर एंड मॉर्टाइमर व्हीलर वर करेक्ट कि हाँ आर्यन बाहर से आए, चाहे पानी नहीं था, किल्लत थी, लोग यहाँ के मर रहे थे, भाग रहे थे, वो फिर भी आए मरने के लिए यहाँ। चलिए साहब मान लिया मरने के लिए आए, और फिर वो कहते हैं कि साहब जो बचे खुचे यहाँ के लोग थे उन्होंने मरते वालों को मार डाला, अपने रथ इस्तेमाल किए जो इनके पास नहीं थे, जो 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 हॉर्सेस थे, वॉर हॉर्सेस, वो इस्तेमाल किए जो इनके पास नहीं थे, इनके पास। अब प्रॉब्लम ये है कि अब हमारे पास ये इंफॉर्मेशन है कि 4000 साल पहले, यानी मच बिफोर द आर्यन वर सपोज्ड टू हैव कम, यहाँ पे चैरियट्स थी, सनौली में चैरियट मिल चुकी है पूरी, घोड़ों का भी आपको अब वो स्केलेटन्स वगैरह मिल रहे हैं, ठीक है, वो यहाँ पे है। सो दी होल
जो वेपनरी थी उस वक्त की वो काफी एडवांस थी,
काफी एडवांस थी साहब, हमारी यहाँ की वेपन,
हाँ
हमारी यहाँ की वेपन, ये नहीं कि बाहर से आई,
हमारे यहाँ की
वेपन काफी एडवांस थी। अगर आप कह रहे हैं कि साहब यहाँ मैसेकर हुआ तो उसके जो स्केलेटन्स हैं वो कहाँ हैं? भाई व्हेन आई मैसेकर होल सिविलाइजेशन, कि मार डाले साहब वो लोग बेचारे जो पहले ही मर रहे थे बगैर पानी के, उनको आके काट काट के मारा। वेयर आर द स्केलेटन्स? टोटल 47 skeletons have been found, और उनके ऊपर किसी पे तलवार का, बर्छे का निशान नहीं,
कोई निशान नहीं।
बाद में पता चला वो साहब ड्राउनिंग से मर गए थे,
और उनका सेरेमोनियल ब्यूरियल हुआ है,
वो तो सनौली में,
हाँ।
वो सनौली में, मैं
वहाँ जो स्केलेटन मिले हैं
की बात कर रहा हूँ,
वहाँ तो सेरेमोनियल ब्यूरियल हुआ है। और जो अलोंग द आप रिवर में बता रहे हैं,
ये है कि जो मॉर्टिमर व्हीलर की थ्योरी थी कि साहब आर्यन इन्वेजन थ्योरी, आर्यन इन्वेजन हुई, मैसेकर हुआ, ड्रेविडियंस को मार भगाया। द पॉइंट इज अगर मैसेकर हुआ तो लाशें किधर हैं? तो वो मॉर्टिमर व्हीलर ने बोला अरे वहाँ 47 लाश मिली, ठीक है, वो है, ये है एविडेंस मैसेकर का।
लेकिन एक काउंटर ये भी तो करते हैं सर कि अगर वो डेड बॉडी नहीं मिली तो महाभारत की डेड बॉडी भी तो नहीं मिली।
जी, महाभारत की डेड बॉडी आपको इसलिए नहीं मिली कि महाभारत वाले रोज शाम को जलाते थे।
सो हियर इज द कैच, और इसका एविडेंस है, इसका एविडेंस नहीं है। मतलब महाभारत में इसका तो
अगर आर्यन बाहर से आए, सेंट्रल एशिया से आए और बरियल में बिलीव करते थे, फिर वो लाशें की वजह, और फिर पता चला साहब जो 47 लाशें भी उन्होंने गिनाई थी वो एक लेवल पे नहीं है। You see, when you do digging, if you find 10 here and 15 at this level, that means the time distance है इनमें 100-200 साल का, वो इकट्ठे भी नहीं मारे, कि लड़ाई में मारे गए। फिर पता चला साहब वहाँ पे फ्लड आए थे, वो फ्लड से मरे। तो ये पूरी आर्यन इन्वेजन थ्योरी was proved false, even in the time of the British. Very cleverly they changed the Aryan invasion theory to the Aryan migration theory. अब मेरा माइग्रेशन थ्योरी को काउंटर है कि यू माइग्रेट,
मतलब वो एक एक्सक्यूज हो गया कि इन्वेजन नहीं मानो तो चलो हम डिस्काउंट दे देते हैं,
डिस्काउंट माइग्रेशन मान लो, लेकिन बाहर से
मान लो, हाँ,
लेकिन आए बाहर से हैं साहब, ये इंडियन नहीं है। ये सब चोर उचक्के हमारे जैसे डकैत, ठीक है, जो इंडियंस है वो डकैत, जन्म जात से आप डकैत हो, बाहर से चोरी डकैती करने आए थे। ये सेंट्रल थीसिस है जो कि हमारे वामपंथी हिस्टोरियन हमारे गले के नीचे डालना चाहते हैं कि साहब बिल्कुल सही, तुम बाहर की, डिवाइड एंड रूल ब्रिटिश पॉलिसी थी। अब ये टोटल द्रविडियन लैंग्वेज का तो कोई ट्रेस नहीं मिला है वहाँ पे, सो ये कहना कि ये बाहर के थे, मेरे सिंपल पॉइंट ये है कि अगर आप ऋग्वेद पढ़े तो उसमें सरस्वती नदी का डिस्क्रिप्शन क्या है? नदी तमा, देवी तमा, अनुत्तमा, नदियों में सबसे बड़ी नदी
सरस्वती,
देवियों में सबसे बड़ी देवी सरस्वती, माताओं में सबसे उत्तम अनुतमा सरस्वती। और वो सरस्वती को वर्सेस हैं वो डिस्क्राइब करते हैं, ओ सरस्वती, मदर सरस्वती, हैव मर्सी ऑन अस, डू नॉट अपरूट अस इन योर फ्लड्स। वो बोलते हैं सरस्वती गर्जन करती हुई बहती है। ये डिस्क्रिप्शन है ऋग्वेद में सरस्वती। डिस्क्रिप्शन क्या है कि साहब वो जो है गर्जन करती हुई बहती है। इट अपरूट्स द टॉप्स ऑफ माउंटेन लाइक एलिफेंट्स अपरूट अ लोटस फ्रॉम द पॉन्ड। ये डिस्क्रिप्शन है।
और हमारे साइड में तो यही बताया कि महानद ब्रह्मपुत्र और महानदी सरस्वती दोनों एक ही लेवल की मानी जाती थी।
ये उससे बड़ी थी सरस्वती।
हाँ,
महानद ब्रह्मपुत्र से बड़ी सरस्वती। You see, and now the pointed issue is, ये जो डिस्क्रिप्शन वो दे रहे हैं वेदास सरस्वती की, ये तो कोई 5-6 हजार साल पुरानी है, नॉट 1500 BC, जबकि बोला आर्यन आए। जब आर्यन आए, जियोलॉजिस्ट के मुताबिक सरस्वती सूख चुकी थी। अगर वो नदी सूख चुकी है, हाउ वुड द वेदास डिस्क्राइब इट एज द मदर ऑफ फ्लड्स?
और आज भी हमारे जब यज्ञ या हवन करते हैं तो जो पहला इन्वोकेशन होता है उनमें से नदियों का नाम से जब इन्वोकेशन होते हैं, हाँ, सरस्वती का नाम आता है।
सिंधवा, सरस्वती सबसे बड़ी नदी।
तो ये इट कैन नॉट बी पार्ट ऑफ इमेजिनेशन।
Therefore, did the Rigvedic Aryans dream of the Saraswati, a river which had dried out 5,000 years ago? Or what is the alternative formulation? The Rig Vedas are not 1500 BC. There are 5,000, 6,000.
It has been established scientifically.
Now, ये तो अभी तक साफ सिर्फ इन्फरेंस से था लॉजिक। अब क्या है कि रेडियो कार्बन डेटिंग की है बिराना में। बिराना इज अलोंग द सरस्वती ट्रैक, हरियाणा के अंदर बिराना एक सेटलमेंट है, सो कॉल्ड इन द सरस्वती। यू नो व्हाट इज द डेट बाय कार्बन डेटिंग? रेडियो आइसोटोप कार्बन डेटिंग shows the date to be 9,500 years old.
बिराना का जिक्र किया, उससे पहले मैंने कुछ पढ़ा था सनौली के बारे में, राखीगढ़ी के बारे में भी, और इन तीनों जगह की जो फाइंडिंग्स है उनको ध्यान में रखते हुए मेरे दिमाग में अब ये आता है कि अभी तो हम ये मान रहे थे कि इंडस वैली सिविलाइजेशन, मोहनजोदड़ो, हड़प्पा, ये हम जो समझते थे कि ये हमारे जो हिंदुस्तान प्री वैदिक है ये। लेकिन अब तो हम मानते हैं कि वैदिक सिविलाइजेशन, अगर यही नाम दिया जाए कि वैदिक सिविलाइजेशन, तो इनसे बहुत ज़्यादा प्रीडेट करते हैं। और ये तो पूरा अब जो है हिस्ट्री तो फिर से लिखी जाएगी। अब तो हिस्ट्री ही नहीं, हमारी कल्चरल हेरिटेज को भी अब यूरोप में दूसरे नज़र से देखा जाना शुरू हो गया है और आगे इसका इम्पैक्ट पड़ेगा। और ये सिर्फ इंडिया स्पेसिफिक इम्पैक्ट नहीं पड़ेगा, इट विल हैव इम्पैक्ट ऑन एशियन सिविलाइजेशन एंड कल्चर, इट विल ऑल्सो हैव इम्पैक्ट ऑन वर्ल्ड कल्चर एंड हिस्ट्री। तो अभी ये जो रिसेंट एक्सकेवेशन है उसकी वजह से अब हम ये क्या कहें कि जो द्रविडियन अप्रोच थी उसमें तो चेंज आएगा। दे विल नेचुरली रेसिस्ट, नो वन वुड लाइक टू हैव नो दैट पेडेस्टल रिमूव फ्रॉम देम। तो अभी ये इसका क्या इम्पैक्ट होगा?
देखिए साहब, ऐसा है दैट जो वेदों में जो सेक्रेड ज्योग्राफी बताई गई है, जैसे अभी हम डिस्कस कर रहे थे, वो है सप्त सिंधवा, जिसमें कि गंगा, यमुना, ईस्टर्न रिवर्स हो गए थे, और जो कि ये जो पंचनाद है सो कॉल्ड ये पंजाब का, ये बाकी 5 और ये 7 जो रिवर्स थे, दिस कॉन्स्टिट्यूटेड द सेक्रेड ज्योग्राफी ऑफ द ऋग्वेदा।
तो 5 हम कहें कि
सप्त जो कि नदी सूक्त है, ये 5 और 2 7, ये दिस वाज दी 7 रिवर्स ऑफ इंडिया।
तो कावेरी गोदावरी तो उधर की होगी सर,
ऑफ इंडिया,
5 इधर है।
नहीं नहीं, देखिए एक मिनट फिर सप्त सिंधुआ मीन्स आपकी ये है, इट स्टार्ट्स ईस्टर्न मोस्ट से अगर आप वेस्ट जाएं, गंगा, यमुना, सरस्वती, देन कम्स इंदस, देन कम्स सतलज और ब्यास और रावी। ये आपके
तो कृष्ण गोदावरी इसमें नहीं आती?
कृष्ण गोदावरी साउथ चलेगा,
साउथ में
चलेगा, वो दे आर नॉट पार्ट ऑफ द सप्त सिंधु, they are separate, they are part of a separate river system. The sacred geography of North India as described in the Vedas is the Sapta Sindhava, right? The question to be asked is the Sapta Sindhava and the so-called Indus Saraswati Valley civilization the same? That is what all the modern findings are indicating to us, that if you see the carbon dating of the remains of the Indus Valley civilization, so-called, along the Saraswati tract, these have gone to 8,000 years, 9,500 years from today. And therefore, the new theory is that the Vedas are being dated back to 10,000 years from today. What are the chief characteristics of the Vedic civilization? One is yoga, which is a very Indic, characteristic. और कहीं आपको योगा नहीं मिलेगा. दूसरा है ध्यान, धी, भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि, we meditate upon. Meditation is a very Indian thing. In the Indus Valley seals, we have got so many, seals of people sitting in meditation. So meditation वहाँ पे है, वहाँ पे आपका योगा है, शिवलिंग वहाँ पे है. शिवलिंग in the Vedas is called Rudra. It's called Rudra. शिवलिंग मिले हैं वहाँ पे. पीपल के पत्तों का आज भी वर्शिप होता है इंडियन सिविलाइजेशन में, उसमें पीपल के पत्तों के आपकी सील्स मिली है. ठीक है, शोइंग दैट. वहां पे हवन कुंड मिले करीब, वहां पे हवन कुंड मिले. और वो कहते हैं कि जो मेन इनका ट्रेड होता था वो हवन सामग्री, सोमा मिला जाता था आपके अर्जिकिया रीजन. अर्जिकिया रीजन इज द रीजन ऑफ हिमाचल फुटहिल्स, J&K फुटहिल्स, इसको अर्जिकिया बोलते हैं. यहाँ पे सोमा उगता था. सोमा वाज अ मेन इंग्रेडिएंट इन योर हवन. ये सब आके यहाँ के जो इंडस वैली के स्टोर हाउसेज हैं वहाँ पे स्टोर होता था और ये लोग उसको लेके सेल करते थे टू द पीपल फॉर द हवन. सो दी long and short of the new paradigm that is emerging is the Rig Vedic civilization is around 9 to 10,000 years old. It occupies the same sacred geography as is mentioned in the Rig Veda, that is the same geography of the Indus Saraswati region, and therefore the Aryan invasion theory goes for a 6. It is now out of India theory, and as you very correctly were saying, it has impact not only on the history of India, but the history of the world. After all, the Americans and the British and the Germans and the rest of Europeans call themselves Aryan. So अब पता चला कि साहब हम वहाँ से यहाँ नहीं आए, हम यहाँ से वहाँ गए. Whereas आपके जो बहुत सारे आपके जो सूत्र हैं, ब्रह्मांड हैं, उनमें कई जगह मेंशन किया है कि आर्यों और दैत्यों में, आर्यों और असुरों में युद्ध हुआ और असुर हार गए और उनको धकेल दिया गया पहले ईरान और फिर ईरान से बाहर उधर है. जो दानवों की माता थी दानू, और वो सारी नदियों को अपनी दानू बोलते थे. यूरोप में नदियों के नाम क्या है साहब? डोइनेट्स, डैन्यूब, द्रेस्टर, डॉन. ये कहाँ से गए लोग?
It indicates that only.
It indicates कि ये लोग यहाँ से धकेले हुए आ रहे हैं जो बाहर गए. आपने आके हमको सैल्वेशन नहीं करी, कि आपने हमको संस्कृत नहीं सिखाई. संस्कृत यहाँ से बाहर गई, एंड संस्कृत इज द प्रोटो आर्यन लैंग्वेज. अभी तक वो कह रहे थे कि why are all the Aryan languages similar?
Sanskrit is Proto-Aryan language, and Dravidian says that Sanskrit is originated from Tamil.
That is incorrect. Tamil is much later.
Hmm.
Tamil is much later, and this entire Dravidian Tamilian concept is utter nonsense. It was started by a British bishop.
It is bumped now.
It is a British bishop. As far as the DNA mapping is concerned, there is no difference in the DNA north and south of the Vindhyas. अरे वो अयंगर ब्राह्मण वो आपसे अच्छा वेद जानता है यार, अब बात क्या कर रहे हैं? वेदों का जो सोमयाग कहाँ होता है? साउथ में होता है. The real preservation of our tradition is in the south.
There only.
And there is no genetic difference north and south of the Vindhyas.
And something beyond research and scientific investigation, there is belief also, and I recollect Iran's last king, Arya Meher Muhammad Raja Shah Pahlavi. He used to take pride calling himself Arya Meher. Arya Meher.
The light of the Aryans.
तो वहाँ तो ये पहले से ही माना जाता था कि आर्यन है और हमारा ओरिजिन इंडिया से है, भारतवर्ष से.
Absolutely right you are, sir. Absolutely right you are. That is what I have. There is a whole chapter in my book devoted to. इससे भी ज़्यादा जो proof जिसको आप बता रहे हैं, उससे कहीं ज़्यादा proof पारसीज की ज़ेंड अवेस्टा में है. ठीक है, वो देखिए साहब, हम बोलते थे सोमा, वो बोलते थे होमा, वो स को ह बोलते थे. हम बोलते थे असुरा, वो बोलते थे अहुरा. अहुर माजदा, who is the god of the Zend Avesta? अहुर माजदा, असुर माजदा. जो असुर यहाँ से हार के वहाँ खदेड़े गए. ठीक है साहब,
वो नेटिव्स के इनविटेशन के साथ.
और देखिए, और वो जो है, if you study the Zend Avesta, it is a very interesting study. Zend Avesta says villains कौन है? देव. इंद्र को विलेन बोलते हैं, मनु को विलेन बोलते हैं, और हम लोग असुर को विलेन बोलते हैं.
पर्सपेक्टिव चेंज है. फ्रॉम व्हिच साइड यू आर लुकिंग एट.
It depends on which side of the fence you are looking at. उनके पर्सपेक्टिव में the villains are the devas, जबकि यहाँ के पर्सपेक्टिव में the villains are the asuras.
सही बात.
असुर यहाँ से वहाँ भगाए गए तो वो बन गए अहुरा माजदा. अहुरा माजदा. He is the god of the Zend Avesta. असुर माजदा. असुर, सुर असुर. You see, ये जो लिंग्विस्टिक हैं, और फिर बोले साहब ये जो दस्यु मतलब द्रविडियन, बेचारे काले चपटे नाक वाले, उनको मार मार के ये गोरे आर्यन आए, उन्होंने भगा दिया. Now it stands that दस्यु, the word in Iranian is दाहा, दासा, दाहा. अभी भी ईरान के कॉमन पेजेंट्स को दाहा बोला जाता है. You understand?
Yeah.
So all the fighting which is described in the Vedas between so-called Aryans and Asuras, or Aryans and Dasas, or Dravidians, is not the Dravidians of the south. It is the Iranians of that other place which was Dasa, Daha. आज भी ईरान के कॉमन पेजेंट्स को दाहा कहते हैं.
तो मतलब ये है कि पारसी के पर्सपेक्टिव चेंज हो गया. They are other side of the fence, and they look at us as their enemy. So that is the only perspective which change. But their belief is still conform to the findings. That the theory is still correct.
That you have the Iranians did not come from outside in. They were pushed from India to outside.
True.
Okay? They were pushed from India to outside. And this theory now is getting stronger and stronger. Now the Americans and the Europeans, Americans have taken over from where Britain left off. Empire तो गई, रस्सी जल गई, एंड ली गई. You see, अब वो सीधा के सीधा हार्वर्ड में शिफ्ट हो गए. So they are trying desperately to prove कि नहीं भाई हम इंडियंस नहीं हैं. क्योंकि otherwise your whole global perspective changes and needs to change because of scientific facts, because of scholarly analysis.
So everything they believed is debunked.
Is debunked.
It is totally
and therefore
debunked.
उनको बड़ा मुश्किल लग रहा है अब ये एडजस्ट करना कि we are not the center of the world.
Suddenly you realize that you are nobody and you are nowhere.
आप तो पेरिफेरी वाले हो कि आप कह रहे थे हमने सारा दुनिया को सिविलाइज किया है, इंडिया को जाके सिविलाइज किया. तुम तो पैदा नहीं हुए थे जब तुमको यहाँ से खदेड़ा गया था.
तो अब हम सेफली ये मान के चलें कि जब हम भारत के संदर्भ में चर्चा करेंगे तो हम इंडस सिविलाइजेशन नहीं बोलेंगे, इसको अब हम
सरस्वती।
वैदिक सिविलाइजेशन बोलेंगे।
Saraswati
civilization.
which was a Vedic civilization.
वैदिक सिविलाइजेशन।
And therefore वो बोले कि साहब व्हाट इज योर ग्रैंड नैरेटिव, जैसे अमेरिकन कहते हैं वी आर एक्सेप्शनल, ग्रैंड नैरेटिव ऑफ एक्सेप्शनलिज्म. आपका ग्रैंड नैरेटिव इज सो सिंपल, यू आर द ओल्डेस्ट सर्वाइविंग कल्चरल civilization of the world.
फाउंटेन हेड ऑफ
10,000 years old and perhaps older and continuing non-stop. आपके 10,000 साल पहले औरतें बिंदी लगाती थी, आज भी लगाती हैं. 10,000 साल पहले मांग में सिंदूर होता था, आज भी होता है. 10,000 साल पहले योगा था, आज भी है. 10,000 साल पहले मेडिटेशन थी, आज भी है. 10,000 साल पहले शिव की पूजा और शक्ति की पूजा होती थी, आज भी है.
और ड्रेस भी अगर देखें तो ड्रेस भी
तकरीबन वही है.
बैंगल भी पहन रही हैं, चूड़ी भी
आपके घरों का डिजाइन वही है जो कि वो सो कॉल्ड इंडस सरस्वती वैली सिविलाइजेशन में सेंट्रल कोर्टयार्ड विद तुलसी. आपके जो एग्रीकल्चर का पैटर्न है वही है. जिस तरह से आप जोतते हैं अपनी फील्ड्स वो बिल्कुल वही है. वो दो क्रॉस एंगल्स में करते हैं कि यहाँ पे चिक बीन्स पीस वो हो रही है और वहाँ पे गेहूं हो रहा है या बाजरा हो रहा है. ये बिल्कुल वही पैटर्न है. ठीक है. सो आपकी बोर्ड्स का डिजाइन वही है जो कि इंडस सो कॉल्ड इंडस वैली है उसमें था. सो द पॉइंटेड इशू इज यू आर 10,000 कुछ है हम में कि मिट सकती नहीं कभी हस्ती हमारी, सदियों रहा है दुश्मन दौरे जमा हमारा, सारे जहां से अच्छा हिंदुस्तान हमारा. एंड दिस हिंदुस्तान इज 10,000 years old. It is the cradle civilization not just of India but of the world.